Was an absolutely great match. Find your way to the curtain. Assuming Chris Jericho gets lost and can't find his way to the stage again.
And here they come, the WEDF Tag Team Champions. Lashing Back is going to be a unification match to determine who is the best team.
It's WEDF Tag Team Champions versus World Tag Team Champions, SmackDown versus Raw. Nobody gave them permission to be here, yet you invited them. Said, if you were man enough to accept our challenge, you'll be here.
Remember the congregation that Morrison beat Jericho and AJ Styles in a 6-man tag.
Absolutely. And also remember, Jericho are bitter about the $1 Million Congregation being 2011's Tag Team of the Year at the Slammies. Now that is a fair point. And that's also another fair point, Frank Dog. Jericho won by pinfall.
He did.
See, the congregation, they can't believe this. They're like, what?
Hope does have some points.
You have to think about it. On SmackDown, challengers were lining up to face the congregation. Not so much the same way on Raw.
Oh, and who has Jericho faced?
D-Generation X.
They were about to implode the X-Word. Booyaka Boom was just newly formed.
And Booyaka Boom had a guy from SmackDown.
I still don't get it, but anyway, but...
I have to agree with the congregation here. Wait a minute.
I got
Go get that. Go get that. Run! Run!
Ladies and gentlemen, I have received an email from the anonymous Raw General Manager. And I quote, "You know, I agree with the congregation here, Jericho. If you're as great as you claim to be, then why don't you prove it on the next Raw and the next SmackDown following the next SmackDown that follows after it." I've finished speaking with SmackDown General Manager Teddy Long, and he and I have conjointly agreed to the 2 following matches. On the next Raw, we are going to see the world's largest athlete, The Big Show, representing Jericho against the $1 Million Congregation's own Suspect. And on the SmackDown following that Raw, it will be the mental mastermind, Chris Jericho, the best in the world, taking on the Pope himself, D'Angelo Dinero.
Wow, I heard that right? I heard that. Ladies and gentlemen, on the next Raw, Big Show taking on Suspect. And on the SmackDown following that Raw, it will be Chris Jericho against D'Angelo De Niro. 2 big matches already set for the next Raw and the next SmackDown, not the upcoming SmackDown, the very next one.
I mean, those single matches could provide a lot of momentum for these competitors during their tag team title match, their unification match at Lashing Back 3.
Absolutely. If it swings one way on the momentum for teams, it's definitely going to add to a lot of success in the end. And now we see the 6 men. We see Triple H getting ready for the main event. We see all 6 competitors individually getting ready for this big match we're about to see, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, all hell could break loose in this match. Egos colliding, anything could happen. And here's The Miz. Can he be trusted? I think so. And you see Stone Cold and Cena discussing what's going to happen here.
Seems like Austin and Cena are taking quite a bond to each other. Similar attitudes and all.
Do we have to do this?
I mean, I don't think we have to, but
I hope you're ready, because this match is about to begin in...
Oh no. Here we go. Oh god.
Hulk pile driver.
The Hulk pile driver. His patented maneuver.
Oh no.
I want to stick my thumbs up your butt.
Satellite's going all over the place.
Oh no!
Wasn't this the submission championship?
Whoa, look it over.
Oh my god.
You're gonna jump outside, aren't you? Yes, you are. Fuck you, motherfucker.
What a disaster.
And ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're getting this match underway. The main event, the 6-man tag. But the C Nation, as you see, on their feet. John Cena, the Chain Gang Commander. The man who defines hustle, loyalty, and respect, making his way out to the ring.
The Doctor of Thugonomics is in the building, and he's ready for a huge main event. You know, John Cena, a lot's going through his mind, especially after WrestleMania 2, in which he was robbed at the World Championship from the manipulative opportunist Danny Jacklin. John Cena has that chance to regain the championship, but he has to go through this man, his tag team partner. But tonight, they are tag team partners, enemies at Lashing Back.
Let me tell you something, Frank Dog. He doesn't have to go through just Stone Cold Steve Austin. He has to go through Austin and 4 other men to get to the WEDF Championship. And remember, John Cena is the longest reigning WEDF champion in history. So just imagine if Cena walks out of Lashing Back with the title. Who knows how long Cena could hold that title by then?
Well, John Cena last run as champion, I mean, he was doing whatever it took to hold on to that championship. John Cena now is a changed man. He's not the hate, turn his back on the crowd anymore. He's for the people, and he's really wanting to get back that championship that he was just robbed out of at WrestleMania.
He is for the people, but the people seem to have turned on Cena as well. You still see some people not too fond of seeing John Cena. But in that same regard, I don't know how the WEDF Universe feels about this man, the former WEDF champion, The Miz.
Well, the true story of The Miz was that he won the WEDF Championship at the Royal Rumble, lost to Stone Cold at WrestleMania, and The Miz is in a foul mood. The question everyone has is, can The Miz be trusted?
I got a way to put that true story mention you made. From a true story about 7 strangers to a Cinderella story about being the WEDF champion. But on the note about...
Hey, Cinderella story, he was paid against 5 men in the Elimination Chamber. So I think the Miz...
point about the Miz.
I mean, he could do this, though.
You can trust him. I don't know if you could trust Miz as far as you could throw him. Stone Cold certainly doesn't seem to think he can trust Miz. Neither does Cena, but in that regard, that's going to do better for men like Christian, Bobby Lashley, and Triple H in terms of gaining necessary momentum to head into Lashing Back.
Well, Bobby Lashley said earlier tonight that if they had a problem, he'll dominate them just like he will to the other team.
He's just making it clear. Bobby Lashley saying he's focused on the match, and then afterward, he's going to focus on the WEDF Championship. Because Bobby Lashley, like Christian, both of them know what this match means. If this team of guys consisting of former world champion Christian, multiple-time world champion Triple H, and the man who I think is going to be the world champion this year, Bobby Lashley, if they can beat 3 former WEDF champions tonight, be it in a 6-man tag match or whatever, that's definitely going to make a strong case for them at Lashing Back.
Christian is a former world champion, by the way. Lashley right here, he's been clawing his way up, took Kurt Angle to the limit in the Elimination Chamber on No Way Out. So Lashley, he's been in a similar match to what's going to happen at Lashing Back.
It's been a long, tough climb for Bobby Lashley. Starting out in a team called the Next Big Deal. Started out as World Tag Champions, I believe.
He started out taking out Batista.
That's right. World Tag Team
on a tag match where he was taking King Booker and Finlay back in 2008.
From World Tag Team Champion to one of the most successful Intercontinental Champions of the past year, I personally believe Bobby Lashley has all the tools and credentials to take the WEDF Championship this year. Could Lashing Back be his moment?
Or could it be this man's moment? Will Triple H climb back to the top of the mountain and reclaim his throne as the King of Kings and the WEDF Champion?
You know, the good thing slightly about Triple H and Shawn Michaels being separated is that both men are finally going to be in divisions that they both rightfully belong to be in, chasing after World Heavyweight Championships of their own. Shawn Michaels seems to be getting on the right track, chasing after Danny Jackpot on SmackDown, but for Triple H, he's already just a few steps away from being King of Kings once again.
It only takes a few pedigrees, 5 pedigrees, to be all it takes.
And it also takes 3 seconds, Frank Dog. 3 seconds could change everything for the Cerebral Assassin.
You gotta think, when The Rock came into Lashing Back last year, he went through 5 hungry challengers. Rock somehow prevailed over maybe a very valiant Kofi Kingston effort.
There were a lot of hungry men in that match. I believe Austin was one of those men, if I remember well.
I believe he was.
So really, I didn't even think of this. Austin has experience walking into this match.
Not to mention, he retained the WEDF Championship in the Elimination Chamber at Survival of the Fittest.
Absolutely. So if there's anybody who can come back against these unsurmountable odds, it's definitely got to be the WEDF champion. But in that same regard,
if I recall correctly, I think it was CM Punk that eliminated Stone Cold last year.
Ooh. And of course, CM Punk was in that. I'm looking back at the old card just to be sure. Triple H also was in that 6-pack challenge as well, by the way. So there's another interesting point to make.
Amazing how Lashing Back last year, Christian was in a world title match against Edge in a TLC match.
And he was the champion. Now, Christian is the challenger. But now we're starting off with John Cena and Christian, as Cena just connected with a proto bomb there, I believe that was. Now Cena working up on Christian, throwing those jabs left and right, taking it to Captain Charisma.
Christian counters. Christian, he's got a spot.